Coming to the coding, people code. People code. It's a proprietary scripting language developed by PeopleSoft. That means if you have any idea about any other programming language, then it's okay. It's an added advantage to you. If you're saying, Venkat, I don't have any programming language experience, I don't have any exposure on the programming language, even though you can learn the people code. That's why it's a proprietary scripting language used in the development of PeopleSoft applications. Closely integrated with objects that we create and modify in the application designer. Simply, where we can write the code? Within the application designer. Within the application designer. Within the application designer means 100% within the objects. That's what they clearly mentioned. It's closely integrated with objects that we create and modify in the application designer. We created a number of objects like records, pages, components. Except in the field level. Why? Because field is very individual object. We can't write any code on the field. Now, the remaining objects, record level, yes, we can write the code. Page, we can write the code. Component, we can write the code. Menu also, you can write the code. That's why it's clearly mentioned, closely integrated with the objects that we create and modify in application designer. Coming to the language side, you see, all these are the terminologies. Data types, comments and statements, functions, expressions, operators. You know, if you talk about any other programming language, it's Java, .NET, any programming language, you see all these terminologies. You have heard about all these terminologies. Data type, comments and statements. Data type is simple, very, very simple type of data. What type of data you are handling? You are handling a number, you are handling string, you are handling only text, you are handling character, you are handling date. What type of data? What type of data? In PeopleSoft, we can handle all these types of data. Number, string, boolean, date, datetime, time, object. Any other. Object. All these are the direct data types. Number, string, boolean. Object is with reference to the particular object. Object oriented. With respect to the field, with respect to the page, with respect to the record, with respect to the component, that means you are targeting an object here. Comments. What is comment in people code? Simple. Whenever I'm asking you, how can I know who created this page? Venkat, go to the properties of the page. You can see some comments here about description and comments. Okay, fine. Then what about the code? 100% code we will write in an editor. In an editor, we will write the code. We have to maintain a clear comment to understood what purpose you are writing the code. Like logic for compensation change. Whenever you are writing the comments, this is the syntax. You have to start with this and close the comment with this. Recalculate the compensation change for next row. Next row is based on the prior value of effective date. Simply, they are explaining the functionality of the code, what purpose they read in the code. We will see each and everything. Separators, assignment statements, language constructs, and functions. Each and every executable statement within a people code must and should be separated by using semicolon. Each and every executable statement must and should be separated by using semicolon. That means if you are writing a statement, it was done. That means it's a perfect statement. Now you are going to write one more statement. Then first statement should be terminated with a semicolon. No need to worry about spaces and line breaks. People code editor will take care about it. Variable. What is variable?
It's a space in the memory to hold the data.
Temporary, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we are doing the transactions, it will hold the data temporarily until we commit it. That means we can pass the data by using the variable. We can pass the data by using variable. Three types of variables are there in PeopleSoft. Generally, in any programming language, you can see two types of variables, global and local. Now in PeopleSoft, component also. What is the difference between a global, local? Local means if you are declaring a variable local that has life till till the portion of people code completed. Global means it has life till the session completed. Component means it has life till the component processing is completed. Any type of declaration, irrespective of global, component, or local type, irrespective of the type of the data, is a number, record, or string. Each and every variable has a syntax like this: ampersand. Variable names are preceded by an ampersand character. Yes, 100%. It should preceded by an ampersand character. All these variables are user defined. That means we are defining. Some variables are there, system variables. Percentage date time, percentage DB name, percentile operator ID. Have you observed? They are preceded by percentage. Those are system variables. No need to declare them. System variables, no need to declare them. Whenever we are going to use this variable, we can use it directly. As like as percentage date, we used in our practice. Now, language construct. What is construction? Simply, you are building your logic here. You are building your logic. Within the language construct, first we can see the branching structures. If conditional statement. If you will place a condition here, then if the condition is satisfied, then executable statement. Else, executable statement. Simple if condition. If country equal to USA, then currency equal to American. American dollar. Else, Indian rupees. Something like that. Based on a condition, you are executing a statement. Evaluate. Here, if you are writing an if statement, simply you will try to check one or two or three values, like let us say country, USA, Canada, Australia. You will check like that. If I am writing country-based currency conditions, here by using this if condition, I have to write multiple ifs within the if, like that. Then coming to the evaluate statement. If any one of you know about the C language, we can compare it with a switch statement in C language. Switch statement in C language. We will evaluate a value. Based on that value, what we got, we will write some conditions. Simple. Evaluate use frequency. It's a variable. It may contain some value. Evaluate use frequency. It may contain some value. Whenever the value is equals to never, this frequency value is equals to never, I am making some other frequency value is 0. Break. Okay. Convert these examples to our current country and currency conditions. Evaluate country. When USA, currency equal to US dollar. Break. When Canada, currency equal to Canadian dollar. Break. When India, currency equal to Indian rupee. Break. When other, error, unexpected country, something like that. Why we are using break, Venkat? Why? Because this condition is satisfied. In this country, we got a value. Either it may be USA, Canada, or India, Australia, whatever it may be. We got a value. Based on that, we assign our target. Then break it. No need to check all other conditions. No need to check it. Why? Because this condition is satisfied. Venkat, what will happen if I am not using any breaks here? Infinite loop will create. Infinite loop will create. That's why whenever you are writing the evaluate statement, please make sure you are using break. Looping, for loop. When we will use the looping stuff we will use whenever we are handling more than a row. Simple logic. Whenever we are handling more than a row, we will use the loop. Whenever we are creating a loop, we will write the for loop condition. For 1 to maximum. That means from first row to the last row. What is the maximum number? 10 here. I am trying to execute all of the conditions within the loop for all the 10 rows. Repeat is also one more type of looping. Repeat the statement list until this logical expression is true. That means repeat x equal to y equal to y plus 1. Until what? Y greater than 10. While, it's also one more logic for looping. While, first it will check the logical expression is true or false. Then it will execute the statement list. If you are using while, it will first check this logical expression, it's true or false. Based on that, it will try to execute the statements within the loop. Functions. Every programming language has their own built-in functions. In PeopleSoft also, we have number of built-in functions supplied with PeopleSoft. We will learn how to use those functions in our practice. Can we create our own functions in PeopleSoft? Yes, 100% we can create our own functions. Can we use in multiple places? Yes, absolutely. You can create your own function and you can use it in multiple places. Internal PeopleCode functions. Within the PeopleCode, within a portion of the PeopleCode, you can create a function and you can use it. You can store the function in a specific place. We can call the functions by using callable libraries, external PeopleCode functions. We will discuss about the functions once we are dealing with the advanced PeopleCode level. So far we discussed about number of terminologies, data types, separators, statements, functions, blah blah blah. But so far we have not touched a part where we will write the code. Where is the place to write code in PeopleSoft? The place we can call it as an event. Event is associated with an object. There is no object, there is no event. Every event must and should be associated with an object. That's why they clearly mention here, every PeopleCode program is associated with an object and with an event. When an event fires on an object, it triggers any PeopleCode program associated with that object and that event. Each class of object in Application Designer can have an event set. An object can have 0 or non-PeopleCode programs. It's a theory, you can read it later. Where is object? Object is nothing. Record is an object, page is an object, component, message, menu. All these are the objects in PeopleSoft Application Designer. We created so many objects. We created records, we created pages in our practice, and we created components. We can write the PeopleCode in any of these objects. In any of these objects, we can write the PeopleCode. Now, we will go one by one. First, we will discuss about the record. Next page, next component. Okay, I'm opening the record. Okay, let's try to open our level 0 record, employee table. Whenever we are discussing about the record, I told you 7 types of records are there. Now, I am going to show you 4 types of views available in the record. Whenever I am opening the record, this is the default view of the record, which will display all the fields available in the record with all the field attributes, like what type of field it is, length of the field, short name of the field, long name of the field. It will display for all of the fields. Now, here are the 4 views of the record. First view will display about the field information. Next view will display about the keys information. Is it a key? Yes. Is it a search key? Yes. It's a list box item? Yes. Employee ID is a key, search key, list box item. That means no need to double click each and every record field to check it's a key, search key. Here you can check it. Coming to the name, it's an alternate search key. It's a list box item, yes. Joining date, it's a list box item. Gender, it's a list box item. Yes, these two are having some default values also. That means all the stuff will display in use display. The next one, edits display. Prompt table informations, translate table informations, SRNO table informations. Is those are required fields or not? It will display each and every. Have you observed one thing? This use display is nothing but use tab of the record field. Use tab of the record field. Edits display is nothing but edit tab of the record field property. It's a required field or not? Table edit, which type of table it is? Table edit it is. It's a prompt table edit or prompt translate table edit or yes or no table edit. Now the last and final display is people code display. Here are the events. This is the way, this is the place where we can write the code. How? Have you observed one thing? In the record field level, I listed a lot of events. Here observe carefully, for each and every record field, all these are the events are available. Why? Because record field is nothing but all these are the record fields. That means within the record, how many fields are there? For each and every field, we have all events. How can I write a code in this? Double click on the box. This is the way. This is the people code editor. You can write the code here. How we navigate it. Simply open the record, go to the people code display and double click it. This is the employee ID field within the record, EMP-TBL. Next, all these are the events available in the record field level. Next, this is the only way to access the people code? No. Open the record, right click and view people code. Here all the events will be listed for this employee. Next, open the record, view people code. Right click on the record, view people code. All these are the navigations. All these are the ways to open the record field people code. Record field people code. Please remember the word record field people code. When a lot of events are there, how can I remember? It's very easy method available. Try to find out the event names. We can separate based on the name. 4 field naming events. Field change, field default, field edit, field formula. 4 events. 4 on the row name. Row delete, row init, row insert and row select. Totally 8. 4 field and 4 row. 8 events. 3 save naming events. Save edit, save pre-change, save post-change. Totally 11. Search 2 events. Search init, search save. Totally 13. 4 categories, 13 events. The remaining 2 are individual. Pre-pop-up and workflow. Totally 5 categories we can divide. Field, row, save, search and individual events. Independent. Totally 5 categories. Totally 15 events. Now, next layer. We understood how we will open a record field people code event and how we will open the edit. Next, go to the page. It's very simple. In the page, we have only one event. Open the page. This is the page. How we will open the event. Right click on the page, view page people code. You have only one event listed in the drop down. Activate. That's it. Every page has its own activate event. This is the one navigation to go to the editor in the page level, page people code. Otherwise, open the page, view page people code. Right click on the page, view page people code. Only one event. It's very easy to remember. In the page level, we have only one event. Go to the component. Open the component. If you right click here, it's a page. Go to the structure of the component, right click on the component, you can see view people code. Right click, view people code. This is one navigation. Otherwise, open the component, view people code. Right click on the component, view people code. But one thing, observe carefully, in the component it's listed 3 items. They listed 3 items. Component, component record, component record. First component. It's clear, 5 events. In the first tab also, their first drop down also, they clearly mentioned GEE underscore EMP underscore COMP component. It has 5 events. Observe carefully, these 3 events are also available in the record field level. Save pre-change, save post-change, workflow. These 3 events are also available in the record field level. Pre-build and post-build purely defined for the component level. Now, component record, where it is? In the drop down of component, we have record. Whenever I selected the record, events list changed. Have you observed? Component record, each and every event repeated from this list. 4 row naming events, 3 save events, 2 search events. Except what is missing? Field and individual events. The remaining 3 categories came under component record. Row, save and search. Next, component record field. That means within the component, within the record, yes, we have a field. Within the component, within this record, we have a field. 4 events. All field naming events except field formula. In the place of field formula, we are using pre-pop-up. That means, what I'm trying to say, how many record field events are there? If you try to understood the functionality of record field events, that means if you try to remember the names of all field events, then the remaining places, all these events will repeat. If I'm asking a question to you, in how many places we can write the row unit people code? 2 places. One is in the record field level, one is in the component record field level. In how many places we can write it, we can have a chance to write save pre-change people code? In 3 places. Record field, component, component record. If you are asking me a question, Venkat, why people have provided this provision like in too many places, we will discuss in our discussions. But try to understood this chart. Try to remember the event name, in which place what event is available. I will send you this PPT after this session. Please try to review it. Now, coming to the people code and component processor. What is component processor? We are writing code in number of events. Yes, in our practice session also we will write it code in number of events. Even in the delivered people code written in number of events. There is a tool which will handle the people code firing. That is, the tool is component processor. We can't see the component processor as like as the application designer. It's a backend tool. It's a runtime engine. Yes, simply it's a people tools runtime engine. It will control the flow of the events triggering. It will control the processing of application from data retrieval till the time that the database is updated. 3 conditions we have to remember whenever we are practicing the people code. We have to remember 3 conditions. As a beginner, yes, you have to remember these 3 conditions. By looking at this slide, it looks like very, very simple slide. Three conditions they mentioned: when, where, and what. But as a trainer, in the training point of view, I'm saying it's a very, very important slide. Why? When you want to write the people, when you want the people code to execute, when is referring the client requirement. Where to place your code, in which event you are writing the code, what type of code, what coding you are writing. Let us say in this, okay, let's try to open our page. I'm getting a client requirement like this. Whenever employee is active, whenever the employee is active, then only please display this. Otherwise, let us say, whenever I clicked on this push button, some calculation to be done on this page. Let's say this is number field 1, this is number field 2. This is the total. Just imagine like that. Number field 1, number field 2, total. Whenever I clicked on this push button, calculation, sum of these two fields to be displayed here. Just imagine it's a requirement. Then in our scenario, when condition is referring what? When you want the people code to execute. Whenever the end user clicked on this push button, that is called when. That means, have you understood the requirement? Yes. What requirement? Whenever the end user clicked on the push button, he would like to perform some calculations. Calculation will be performed, but when? Whenever the end user clicked on the push button. This is the requirement. Yes. When condition, I understood clearly. I will discuss with client
Yes, sir.
number of times. Yep. Is this? Yep. Subhash?
Yes, Venkat, I understood.
Yeah, thank you. Any question, Geeta?
No, Venkat, I'm good.
Thank you. Next. You understood the requirement. Next, you have to write the code. But here, a lot of events are there. Just now we observed one slide. There a list of events available in different places. A lot of events are there. Where you will write the code? In which event you will write the code? You have to pick the right event to write the code. Why? Because you're writing a code to calculate the field information in the save level. It won't fire whenever you click down the push button. Why? Because you written the code in the save level at the time of saving the component. That means this identification is very crucial. It's very important. How you will identify which event is suitable to write the code. That's very, very important. Once you identified the event, next you will write the code. You know one thing, once you are very clear on the first two statements, you understood the client requirement, you picked up the right event to write the code. Yes, it's a very easy task to write the code. I'm 100% sure it's very easy task to write the code. Why? Why? Because, okay, anybody can do mistakes, like everybody, even me. If I'm writing a code today, I will do some mistakes. But if I'm writing in a perfect place, it will execute and it will throw me some mistakes. I will clear each and every mistake, and after some point of time, it will execute. People code. People books are there to help you. Your friends, colleagues, even me, any one of them, they can help you. When they can help you? Whenever you understood these two statements. Simple, very simple task. You are asking me a question. Okay, after this training, you joined in a real time job and you are asking me a question. You stuck at somewhere. You're asking me a question. Venkat, I got a requirement. Um, you're explaining me the requirement like this. Whenever my end user clicked on a push button, they would like to calculate something on the page. They would like to populate a total by calculating two number fields. Whenever they clicked on the push button, the total field should be display the sum of the two number fields. Okay, based on that, I'm trying to write some code in the field change event, but I got some error. Can you help me on that? Yes, it's a valid question. Without analyzing these two statements, if you are directly approaching me, what you will ask? First of all, what you will ask? There is no meaning in that. First of all, you have to understood the requirement properly. Next, you have to find out which event is suitable. Even though anybody can help you, but because nobody is perfect in the coding. How much experience they had? I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, Venkat, okay, we are agreeing with you. The second point is very crucial. Then, in which way we can identify which event is suitable for us? Is there any best methodology available? Yes, absolutely. 5 portions, 5 general areas are available when the component processor performs the people code. Whenever you are trying to enter into the component processor starts the firing of events. 5 general areas. I can say in my own words, 5 possible areas to fire the code. What are those? Let's try to open our component. This is our component. Whenever I'm coming on to the search page, whenever I'm trying to search the database during the search process, yes, there is a chance to write the code. Venkat, can you prove it? Yes, absolutely. In the delivered, if you open the job data component, you're not giving anything in the employee ID. Search it. Yes, they are firing a people code. At least one key field must be entered. That means they are restricting you. They are erroring out your transaction. That means there is a possibility of writing the people code in the search area. Yes. Next. Before displaying a page, okay, we completed the search. When we will decide the search is completed, whenever the search results are displaying in front of us, yes, we can confirm search is completed. Yes, 100%. That means during such process possibility, that means the first general area is completed whenever the search results are displayed in front of us. Okay, I will pick one of the search results, employee ID number 1. It will display the page. But what I'm saying, before displaying a page. How? You say, is there a possibility of code? Yes, absolutely. I'm getting a requirement like, for employee ID number 1, display the joining date. For employee ID number 2, don't display the joining date. Just it's a requirement. Employee ID number 1, display the joining date. Employee ID number 2, don't display the joining date. Then where you will decide? Before displaying a page to the user, you have to decide which employee he picked up. Okay, user picked up the employee number 1. Yes, display the joining date. User picked up employee number 2. Don't display the joining date. Where you will decide? In between. Whenever you selected one of the search results, before displaying a page to the user, in between you have to decide the display, the visibility. You are going to make join date is visible or invisible. You will decide. How? We will handle some events based on this general area. I will show you. this was completed. How can I say? A page is displayed in front of me. That means displaying page, before displaying a page, the second general area is also completed in the component processor. Next, field changes. You know one thing, once page displayed in front of the user, user can do anything. Among these three, user can do anything. User can make some field changes, like let us say, he changes something in the field. Yes. After the field changes, I would like to fire some code. Yes, there is a possibility of code firing. After row inserts and row deletes, yes, user can insert a row or user can delete a row. Yes, there is a possibility of code firing. Whenever the user is trying to delete a row, you can pass a statement to the user, you are deleting a row. It's not a good practice. Please make sure you are deleting a row. Something like that. Yes, there is a possibility of firing the code at the time of row insert and row delete. Last one, save. Yes, at the time of clicking the save button, you can fire the code. Can you imagine? We completed the transaction. We divided our transaction into 5 general areas. Apart from these general areas, there is no other possibility of the transaction. Other possibility. We completed the entire transaction and we divided our transaction into 5 general areas. Apart from these 5 general areas, there is no other possibility of firing the code. Why? Because each and everything we covered under the general areas. Then Venkat, I understood the general area. Then how it will, how it will help us to identify which event is suitable to write the code. Yes, this is the first phase of understanding. Second one, we already discussed about it. The events category, search action events, field action events, row action events, save action events in the previous slide itself. You know, this is the high level flow of people code events. This is the high level process flow of the people code events. Search init, search save, row select, like that till the save post change. Now, Venkat, we divided our portion into 5 general areas. Observe carefully. Whenever the during search process, okay, you identified. Okay, let's imagine we have a requirement. Already I told you one requirement. Whenever I click down this push button, this total field should replicate a sum of these 2 number fields. Now, try to find out which general area your requirement will fall. We have 5 general areas. We have 5 general areas. In which general area our requirement will fall? The first general area, during search process. Now we are on the page already. User is on the page already. You can ignore this. Before displaying a page, second general area. Now we are on the page. You can ignore this one also. Next, after field changes, yes, there is a possibility. After row inserts and row deletes, by click down this push button, we are not inserting any row or we are not deleting any row. Are we saving? No. That means only one possibility after the field changes. Yes, our requirement will fall under one possible area, that is after field changes. Now we identified like that. Next, this one, this slide. Within the high level flow, during the search process, you identified 5 general areas. You identify your general area. We have 5 general areas. First general area is during search process. You identified, okay, my requirement is falling under during search process. Then how many events will fire in the during search process? These 2 events, search init and search save. During the search process, search init and search save will fire. During the search process, search init and search save will fire. Next, if you identified your requirement is falling under before page display. Okay, this is the one. Second general area. The green one, the second general area. All these events will fire. Row select, pre-build, field default, field formula, row init, post build and activate. Next, it was done, page displayed in front of the user. You identified your requirement is falling under field changes. Two events, field edit and field change. There is no other possibility. You are trying to add a row, that means inserting a row, deleting a row. Yes, these two events, row insert and row delete. Final event, save, final general area, save. Your requirement is falling under the save. Then these four events will fire. Save, edit, save, pre-change, workflow, and save, post, change. That means almost we are there. Then if you are asking me a question, Venkat, I understood during the search process, two events are firing, search init and search save. How can I confirm which event is suitable for my requirement? Whenever you understood the event functionality, event behavior, then you can confirm. That means we started at what point? Understanding the requirement. Next, finding out which event is suitable. We are in the second portion. How we will find out which event is suitable for me? Fine. Go to the general area first. In which general area our requirement is falling? Pick the general area, come to the slide and confirm. Okay, we are in the save. Then only four events. Save, edit, save, change, workflow, save, post, change. Only four events. Among those four events, pick your suitable event. How? Based on the event functionality.
Venkat?
Yep.
So the other two events, pre pop-up and item selected,
Those are
they will fall in which general area?
Whenever we are having any pop-up menus in our component, like let us say any menu level people code you written, then it will fire. But no worries about it. These two, you can ignore it. On regular practice, you won't get it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how can I know about a search init? How can I know about it? We will start tomorrow. What is search init? When is it fired? What is it used for? Any restrictions in the search init coding? Example, we will practice each and every individual event in our coming sessions. Today's session, the complete session is a theoretical on the people code. Just go ahead and review it. In meantime, try to complete the remaining stuff what we discussed on application designer. Please try to complete all the stuff and try to complete the same type of project, the same structure in your machines. All these functionalities, checkboxes, radio buttons, push buttons, drop downs, number of levels on a page, like level 1, level 2, level 3, multiple levels on the page, multiple level 1s on the page, multiple pages in the component. Each and every stuff, please try to complete it. If you are getting any doubt, in meantime, then just drop me an email on that. I'm ready to give you some clarity before the starting of the next session. Don't wait, next session starts. Just drop me an email. In my free time, I will respond to it. From today onwards, we entered into the coding sessions. We completed the basics in the name of design. Now we entered into the coding part. Please try to practice parallelly with me. Don't wait. Don't ignore. Okay? Thank you.
Venkat,